The early morning sun rises softly over a quiet village along the eastern coast of colonial America. The river glimmers gently in the light, flowing slowly past wooden docks and small fishing boats. Everything is calm. You are safe here. Nothing pulls at you. You do not need to hold onto anything. The houses are simple, made of warm timber and stone, with smoke rising gently from chimneys. The streets are quiet, except for the occasional footsteps of villagers beginning their day. Wooden carts move slowly, carrying firewood or fresh produce. Every sound is gentle, rhythmic, steady. Inside the homes, families begin to stir softly. Bread is baked, herbs are arranged neatly, and warm stews fill the air with comforting aromas. Children stretch and yawn, moving slowly, still in their pajamas or nightclothes. Parents move with ease, tending to morning chores, their steps soft on wooden floors. There is nothing you need to remember. Along the riverbanks, ducks glide across the calm water. Ripples shimmer gently in the sun's soft glow. Fishermen row quietly, casting lines without hurry, the water carrying every motion gracefully. A cat rests near a dock, eyes half closed, purring softly. A dog lies by the hearth, safe and still. The village clock tower chimes a soft note. It echoes through the streets, lingering in the calm air. No urgency exists here. No lesson waits. You do not need to hold anything. Gardens behind small homes sway gently in the morning breeze. Tomatoes, beans, and herbs brush against each other softly. The soil holds the warmth of the previous day, releasing it slowly. Everything moves at a natural, unhurried rhythm. You may follow it with your own breath. Along the main street, neighbors greet each other softly. Words are quiet, friendly, gentle. No excitement or rush disturbs the calm. The marketplace hums subtly as merchants arrange baskets of fruits and vegetables. Everything is orderly. Everything is steady. The river reflects the sky, a soft, pale blue, dotted with wisps of clouds. Sails flutter lazily on the horizon. Water laps softly against wooden pilings, steady, rhythmic, soothing. You may imagine your thoughts floating like the gentle river. Nothing pulls, nothing presses. In the community hall, villagers gather quietly to share news or prepare for small celebrations. Wooden benches and tables are arranged neatly. Candles or lanterns glow faintly even as the sun rises, adding soft warmth. Everything is calm. You do not need to follow anything. And as the village settles into its gentle morning rhythm, the river continues to flow steadily, its soft ripples catching the sunlight. Lanterns sway quietly along wooden docks, reflecting gentle golden glimmers across the calm water. The air carries a soft warmth, and everything moves at its own natural pace. You are safe here. There is nothing you need to hold on to. Along the narrow streets, the occasional villager walks slowly, carrying baskets of fresh herbs or bundles of flowers. Wooden wheels of carts creak softly, a familiar sound, comforting in its steady rhythm. You may imagine each sound blending into a gentle, unhurried melody that drifts through the morning air. In the small homes, families go about their morning quietly. Bread is sliced slowly, tea poured gently into cups, fires stoked to a soft glow. Children stretch and yawn, blinking sleep from their eyes, then move slowly toward morning chores. Parents guide them with quiet, gentle words, their hands brushing softly against small shoulders. You do not need to remember anything. Beyond the village, fields of crops sway lightly in the soft breeze. Farmers walk slowly among rows of young plants, checking leaves and adjusting small supports. The soil is soft beneath their feet, warmed by the sun, releasing gentle, earthy scents. Every motion is calm, deliberate, yet unhurried. Birds rise softly into the sky, their wings gliding through the calm morning air. Their calls are soft, melodic, fading naturally into the distance. Along the riverbanks, reeds sway slightly, brushing against each other quietly. You may follow your thoughts along this gentle rhythm. Back in the village, lanterns hang from wooden beams and posts, casting warm pools of light across the streets. Shadows rest softly, moving only with the slow sway of branches or the passing of a villager. The clock tower chimes once, its sound soft, carrying briefly through the quiet streets. No urgency exists, no lesson waits. You do not need to hold on to anything. Inside the community hall, soft whispers of conversation flow like a gentle river. Families discuss plans for the day, neighbors exchange calm greetings. Wooden benches and tables rest quietly, the sunlight spilling across their surfaces in golden warmth. Everything feels steady, soft, and calm. Along garden paths, herbs and vegetables stretch slowly toward the sun. Tomatoes and beans lean gently in the breeze, their leaves brushing softly. Bees drift lazily from flower to flower, buzzing quietly, almost imperceptibly. Every sound, every motion, moves at a natural, gentle pace. You may imagine yourself walking through these gardens, each step slow and unhurried. The river glimmers as it winds past wooden docks and small fishing boats. Ripples shimmer faintly under the sun's soft light, moving gently with each passing breeze. The occasional oar dips softly into the water, sending tiny concentric circles outward. Everything flows steadily, gently, harmoniously. Children move softly through the streets, carrying water from the wells or helping with small tasks. A dog follows at a slow pace, stopping occasionally to rest, then continuing quietly. The villagers move together in calm harmony, creating a rhythm that is steady, comforting, and safe. In kitchens, fires glow steadily, filling the air with faint warmth and gentle aromas. Bread rises slowly, dough brushed carefully, and tea steeps with a quiet patience. Everything prepares for the day, yet nothing hurries. You do not need to follow any of it. Along the river, a small canoe drifts slowly, carrying gentle bundles of supplies. Ripples fan outward and fade into calm water. The sun reflects softly, glinting on the river like tiny golden sparks. Everything is serene, held, steady. The village seems to breathe as one, a gentle exhale that stretches from the docks to the fields, from the homes to the small marketplace. Every sound, every motion blends into a quiet symphony. You may drift along with it. Lanterns sway lightly in the soft breeze, shadows stretch slowly across stone and timber. The clock tower chimes once more, soft and distant. The sounds blend with bird song, flowing water, and rustling leaves. All is calm. All is safe. Along the quiet alleys, cats stretch and settle into soft piles of straw. Chickens move slowly through gardens, pecking gently, then resting. The air carries soft warmth from the rising sun, blending with the gentle scent of herbs and fresh bread. Every rooftop, every riverbank, every wooden dock and garden rests in quiet harmony. You may imagine your thoughts drifting along with this calm, steady flow. Nothing pulls, nothing presses. You do not need to hold on to anything. And as the village continues its morning rhythm, the river flows steadily onward. Lanterns, rooftops, gardens, and villagers move together in quiet unity. You may drift along with them, slowly, comfortably, peacefully. There is no ending waiting, no lesson forming. You do not need to hold on to anything. All is calm. All is safe. And as the village settles into its gentle morning rhythm, the river continues to flow steadily, its soft ripples catching the sunlight. Lanterns sway quietly along wooden docks, reflecting gentle golden glimmers across the calm water. The air carries a soft warmth, and everything moves at its own natural pace. You are safe here. There is nothing you need to hold on to. Along the narrow streets, the occasional villager walks slowly, carrying baskets of fresh herbs or bundles of flowers. Wooden wheels of carts creak softly, a familiar sound, comforting in its steady rhythm. You may imagine each sound blending into a gentle, unhurried melody that drifts through the morning air. In the small homes, families go about their morning quietly. Bread is sliced slowly, tea poured gently into cups, fires stoked to a soft glow. Children stretch and yawn, blinking sleep from their eyes, then move slowly toward morning chores. Parents guide them with quiet, gentle words, their hands brushing softly against small shoulders. You do not need to remember anything. Beyond the village, fields of crops sway lightly in the soft breeze. Farmers walk slowly among rows of young plants, checking leaves and adjusting small supports. The soil is soft beneath their feet, warmed by the sun, releasing gentle, earthy scents. Every motion is calm, deliberate, yet unhurried. Birds rise softly into the sky, their wings gliding through the calm morning air. Their calls are soft, melodic, fading naturally into the distance. Along the riverbanks, reeds sway slightly, brushing against each other quietly. You may follow your thoughts along this gentle rhythm. Back in the village, lanterns hang from wooden beams and posts, casting warm pools of light across the streets. Shadows rest softly, moving only with the slow sway of branches or the passing of a villager. The clock tower chimes once, its sound soft, carrying briefly through the quiet streets. No urgency exists, no lesson waits. You do not need to hold on to anything. Inside the community hall, soft whispers of conversation flow like a gentle river. Families discuss plans for the day. Neighbors exchange calm greetings. Wooden benches and tables rest quietly, the sunlight spilling across their surfaces in golden warmth. Everything feels steady, soft, and calm. Along garden paths, herbs and vegetables stretch slowly toward the sun. Tomatoes and beans lean gently in the breeze, their leaves brushing softly. Bees drift late, and as the village settles into its gentle morning rhythm, the river continues to flow steadily, its soft ripples catching the sunlight. Lanterns sway quietly along wooden docks, reflecting gentle golden glimmers across the calm water. The air carries a soft warmth, and everything moves at its own natural pace. You are safe here. There is nothing you need to hold on to. Along the narrow streets, the occasional villager walks slowly, carrying baskets of fresh herbs or bundles of flowers. Wooden wheels of carts creak softly, a familiar sound, comforting in its steady rhythm. You may imagine each sound blending into a gentle, unhurried melody that drifts through the morning air. In the small homes, families go about their morning quietly. Bread is sliced slowly, tea poured gently into cups, fires stoked to a soft glow. Children stretch and yawn, blinking sleep from their eyes, then move slowly toward morning chores. Parents guide them with quiet, gentle words, their hands brushing softly against small shoulders. You do not need to remember anything. Beyond the village, fields of crops sway lightly in the soft breeze. Farmers walk slowly among rows of young plants, checking leaves and adjusting small supports. The soil is soft beneath their feet, warmed by the sun, releasing gentle, earthy scents. Every motion is calm, deliberate, yet unhurried. Birds rise softly into the sky, their wings gliding through the calm morning, and everything remains exactly where it needs to be. The afternoon does not end suddenly. It loosens its grip, softly, almost kindly. Light begins to change its tone. Not brighter, not darker, just warmer, like a quiet thought drifting through the mind. The sun lowers a little, and shadows stretch in long, gentle lines across the ground. They do not rush. They do not chase anything. Along the riverbank, the water deepens in color. It reflects more sky now than land. Blue blends into gold, then fades again. The canoe still rests where it was, untouched, unmoved. Its rope dips lightly into the water, making small circles that slowly disappear. You do not need to follow those circles. They fade on their own. In the village, doors begin to close halfway. Not shut, just eased, as if homes are slowly settling into themselves. Inside one house, a lamp is lifted from a shelf and placed gently on a table. It is not lit yet. There is no rush for light. A kettle sits quietly on a stove, still warm from earlier. No steam rises now, just silence. Nearby, someone folds a cloth, carefully, neatly, then places it where it belongs. The task is simple, and that is enough. Outside, the sound of insects begins to soften the air. Not loud, not sharp, just a steady presence, like a distant hum. It blends easily with the rustle of leaves and the slow movement of water. The land feels wider now, more open, as if the day is exhaling. You may exhale too. There is nothing you need to carry forward. A few figures walk slowly along the path, their steps unhurried, their silhouettes stretched by the low sun. They exchange quiet words, then drift apart naturally. No one is left behind. No one is waiting. At the edge of the fields, the tall grass moves again, this time touched by cooler air. The warmth of the day remains, but it is gentler now. A bird settles on a fence post, tilts its head once, then stills. It does not sing. It does not need to. Across the village, the meeting hall stands calm and unchanged. Its windows catch the evening light, then let it go. Time continues, but softly, as if trying to not wake anyone. Inside a small room, a chair is pulled closer to the window. Someone sits. They look outward, but not at anything specific. Their thoughts wander without direction, and that feels right. The sky shifts again. Colors layer gently, pale gold, soft blue, faint gray. You do not need to remember the order. Along the river, the water sounds slower now, deeper, more rounded. It carries the day forward without comment. Lanterns begin to appear in doorways, still unlit, waiting. Waiting is easy here. A dog rises, walks a few steps, then lies down again, curling comfortably against the earth. The ground holds the warmth of the sun. It gives it back slowly. In one home, plates are set on a table. Simple food, simple movements, no conversation needed. The air smells faintly of wood and grain, familiar, comforting. You are allowed to rest here. Nothing is expected of you. As evening settles more fully, the village grows quieter, not because it must, but because it wants to. The sky darkens by degrees, never all at once. Stars are not visible yet, and that is fine. There is no schedule to follow. The river keeps moving, the land keeps breathing, the village keeps resting. And somewhere between light and night, between thought and stillness, everything remains gentle. There is no ending forming here, no lesson arriving, only the soft continuation of time, slowing down. Nothing changes suddenly. It never does. Evening simply keeps going, as if it has all the time it needs. And it does. The sky deepens a little more now. Not dark, just quieter. Like a room where voices have faded, but presence remains. A breeze passes through the village again, cooler than before. It moves across skin, then continues on, without asking for attention. You do not need to follow it. Along the riverbank, the water reflects fewer colors now, mostly soft blue, hints of gray. The surface smooths itself, as if settling into rest. The canoe shifts slightly, not from movement, but from balance. It finds a comfortable position and stays there. In the distance, a bell sounds once. Not loud, not urgent, just a single tone floating outward, then dissolving into the air. There is nothing it asks of you. Houses glow faintly now, not bright light, just enough. Lanterns flicker behind windows, casting slow-moving shapes on wooden walls. Shadows stretch inward, not outward anymore. They rest where they fall. Inside one home, a chair creaks softly as someone shifts their weight. They exhale, long, easy. A book lies open on a table, unread. It can wait. Outside, footsteps fade along the path. Someone has reached where they are going. The sound ends naturally. Crickets settle into a steady rhythm. Not a song, more like a breathing pattern. You may notice your own breathing now. You do not need to change it. The fields beyond the village darken gently. Fence posts become outlines. Trees turn into shapes rather than details. The land does not disappear. It simply rests. At the edge of town, a horse lowers its head, relaxes its stance, and grows still. Nothing is watching. Nothing is waiting. The river carries small reflections of lantern light, stretching them into soft lines that drift and fade. Time feels wider here, less exact. A door closes fully now, but quietly. No echo, no finality. In another home, a blanket is lifted, settled, smoothed once, then left alone. You do not need to remember who lives where. You do not need to remember names. The sky releases its last trace of gold. Blue deepens. Gray softens. The change is gradual, almost unnoticeable. A star appears, just one, then another, far apart. They do not form patterns yet. They do not need to. Along the river, the sound of water becomes steadier, lower, like a quiet hum beneath everything. Thoughts slow down here. They lose their edges. You may let them drift past without holding them. Somewhere, a clock marks the hour, not sharply, just a gentle acknowledgement. The village does not respond. It continues resting. A cat curls into a tighter shape on a step, tail wrapped neatly, eyes closed without effort. The air cools again, but the ground remains warm. Comfort lingers. Lantern light steadies. No flicker now, just presence. Inside a small room, a window remains slightly open. Night air moves in and out, slow and even. Curtains lift once, then fall back into place. The river keeps moving, but it feels farther away now, as if wrapped in layers of calm. You are allowed to drift here. Nothing pulls you forward. Stars multiply slowly, not all at once. They take their time. The sky holds them gently. There is no story turning point, no shift in direction, only continuation. Breath follows breath, sound follows silence, light follows dark. And somewhere between waking and rest, the night settles fully, without needing to announce itself. There is nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to understand. Time flows on, softly, quietly, without edges. The night does not deepen all at once. It settles, layer by layer, like fabric placed gently on a resting form. The stars hold their positions now. They no longer appear. They simply remain. The village rests beneath them, unchanged, unconcerned with time. The river continues its slow movement, but its sound feels distant now, as if the world has stepped back to give you space. Lanterns burn lower, not dim, just steady. They know how long they are meant to last. A wooden porch creaks once, then grows quiet again. No footsteps follow. Inside a small house near the edge of town, someone turns slightly in their sleep. A breath shifts, then settles. You do not need to imagine their face. You do not need to follow their dream. The air carries the scent of wood and earth, familiar, unremarkable, comforting in its simplicity. A window reflects starlight faintly. The glass cools. The frame holds. Outside, the fields stretch into darkness, but not emptiness. They remain present, patient. Grass bends slightly with the breeze, then lifts again. Nothing breaks. Time moves differently now, not forward, not backward, just gently through. A distant owl calls once, then grows silent. It does not repeat itself. There is no response. Somewhere along the river, a small splash fades quickly, as if it never needed to be heard. The water smooths itself again. In the village square, the ground holds warmth from the day. Stone remembers sunlight longer than expected. Benches remain where they are, unoccupied, content. A closed shop door rests against its frame, unchanged from hours before. Tomorrow does not concern it. You may notice how your thoughts slow here. They do not disappear, they simply lose urgency. There is nothing you need to hold on to, nothing you need to resolve. Clouds pass lightly overhead, thin enough to let starlight through. They do not gather. They drift. The sky remains open. A fence post catches a faint glow, then returns to shadow. Its shape stays familiar. Farther out, the road fades into darkness, but it does not end. It continues quietly, without needing to be seen. A horse exhales slowly, weight shifting slightly, then becoming still again. The rhythm of night holds everything. Inside another home, a candle has burned low. Its flame flickers once, then steadies. Wax pools softly. Time passes. The sound of the river blends with the night air, creating a gentle hum beneath everything else. It does not change. It does not demand attention. Stars feel farther apart now, not because they moved, but because awareness has softened. You may drift with that feeling. A curtain lifts again, barely. It settles back into place. The room behind it remains calm, undisturbed. No clocks feel loud anymore. No hours feel defined. The village exists without effort. You are allowed to rest here, between moments, between thoughts. The night does not push you forward. It does not pull you back. It simply stays. Breath follows breath, slow, even, unremarkable. If a thought appears, it can pass. If it stays, it can soften. There is nothing you need to remember, nothing you need to prepare for. The stars continue watching quietly, not observing, just present. The river carries reflections that no longer stand out. Light becomes suggestion. Movement becomes memory. The land rests into itself, as if it has done this many times before. And it has. The night holds steady now, unchanging, unrushed. Nothing new begins. Nothing ends. Only this calm continuation, this gentle stillness, this quiet that stays. The quiet does not break. It stretches, gently, like a long, unhurried breath. The night air feels settled now, as if it has found the exact temperature it was always meant to hold. Nothing cools further, nothing warms. The village remains still, not asleep, not awake, simply resting in place. The stars continue their patient watch. They do not sparkle with urgency. They glow in a way that feels familiar, almost remembered. Somewhere beyond the houses, the land opens wide. Fields extend without edges, soft shapes in deeper shadow. You do not need to see them clearly. They exist whether you notice or not. A gentle breeze moves again, lighter than before, barely touching the tall grass, just enough to remind it to sway. Then it passes. The river's sound grows quieter, not because it stops, but because your attention no longer needs to follow it. Water knows how to move on its own. A barn stands farther out, its outline steady against the dark. Wood holds the memory of years, of hands, of quiet work done slowly. The doors remain closed. They are not waiting for anything. A ladder leans where it always has, balanced, unconcerned. The sky seems larger here, as if distance itself has softened. Clouds thin further, becoming suggestion rather than shape. They drift without purpose, and that feels right. Inside the village, chimneys rest without smoke. Fireplaces have cooled to embers. Warmth lingers without effort. Stone pathways remember footsteps, but they do not replay them. They simply remain ready. You might notice how the sense of time loosens here. Minutes feel less defined. Seconds stretch into quiet space. There is no schedule to follow. No moment you might miss. A dog shifts in its sleep near a doorway. Breath slow, ears relaxed. It does not wake. A wind chime stirs once, producing a single soft note, then falling still again. It does not repeat itself. Somewhere beyond the river, trees stand close together, their branches forming dark arches overhead. Leaves overlap, creating deeper shade. They do not rustle now. They wait. Moonlight touches the tops of those branches, just enough to outline their shape, not enough to disturb the dark beneath. You are not expected to go there. You can simply know it exists. Back near the houses, windows reflect faint light. Glass holds the night without changing it. Curtains remain still. Rooms behind them rest quietly. A chair sits beside a table, slightly angled, as it was left hours ago. Nothing needs to be adjusted. The floor beneath it feels solid, reliable, unchanging. This is a place where nothing rushes. Even memory moves slowly. If thoughts arrive, they arrive gently. If they fade, they do so without effort. There is nothing you need to hold on to, nothing you need to solve. The land feels older than any single moment, yet calm in its age. It has seen nights like this before, many times. The stars continue their quiet arrangement, not shifting, not demanding notice, they simply remain. The road beyond the village curves out of sight, not disappearing, just continuing somewhere else. It does not ask you to follow. Fence lines stretch softly into darkness, posts evenly spaced, wire resting without tension. Everything feels balanced. A distant farmhouse rests alone, a single structure surrounded by open land. No lights show now, its presence is enough. The air carries a faint scent of grass and soil, grounded, neutral, steady. Breathing feels easier here, as if the night itself supports it. Insects hum quietly, not loudly enough to distract, just enough to fill the silence with something living. Then even that fades. Silence returns, not empty, but full. Time feels wide now, stretching, unmeasured. You may notice how the body responds, shoulders lowering, jaw softening, breath settling into a slower rhythm. There is nothing you need to remember, nothing you need to prepare for. The village does not expect anything from you. The night continues doing what it has always done, holding space, keeping watch, remaining gentle. Stars dim slightly behind passing cloud, then return as the cloud moves on. Nothing is lost. The river flows on, quiet and steady, beyond attention. The land rests into itself, supported by its own weight, unconcerned with outcome. You are allowed to rest here, completely. No endings appear, no beginnings announce themselves. Only this soft continuation, this steady calm, this place where time loosens its grip and simply allows you to be.
The darkness feels familiar now. Not heavy, not deep, just present. The village remains exactly where it was, as if it has chosen to pause, not out of stillness, but out of ease. Stars soften behind a thin veil of cloud, their light becoming gentle suggestion. They do not vanish, they rest. The sky feels wide, but not distant. It feels close enough to trust. A slow breeze moves through again, touching rooftops, passing over chimneys, sliding quietly through open land. It carries no message. It simply moves on. The river continues its patient path, no longer noticed as sound, only as presence. Water knows where it is going. A wooden bridge spans the river farther downstream, boards resting evenly, rails worn smooth by time and hands. It stands quietly, holding nothing, supporting everything. Moonlight touches the surface of the bridge, then fades as clouds shift again. No one crosses now, and that is fine. Fields beyond the village settle deeper into shadow, their shapes blending into one another. Edges soften, boundaries fade. You do not need to picture them clearly. They remain whether you look or not. A farmhouse window reflects faint starlight, glass cool and steady. Inside, rooms hold warmth from earlier hours. Furniture stays exactly as it was left. Nothing calls for attention. A clock somewhere marks time softly, not loudly enough to count, just enough to exist. Then even that sound becomes distant. Thoughts slow here. They loosen their grip. If something drifts through your mind, it can pass like a cloud, thin, temporary. There is nothing you need to remember, nothing you need to decide. A fence gate rests against its post, closed but not latched. It does not move. It does not need to. Beyond it, the land continues uninterrupted, rolling gently into darkness. Trees stand farther out, their trunks solid, their branches still. They do not sway now. They hold their shape. Moonlight brushes the tops of those trees once more, creating soft contrast, then settling again. The night feels balanced here. Even. No sound feels too close, no silence feels empty. A distant train horn hums once, very far away, so faint it barely registers. It fades quickly. Nothing follows. The village remains calm, wrapped in its own quiet rhythm. Breathing feels slower now, deeper, more natural. The body understands this pace. You may notice the weight of the day easing, not disappearing, just becoming less important. There is nothing you need to hold on to, nothing you need to carry forward. The night does not demand awareness, it allows rest. Stars return as clouds thin again, their light steady and patient. They do not shift position, they simply remain. The road beyond the village continues unseen, curving gently through land and time. It does not pull you along. A porch swing moves slightly, then settles back into stillness. The chain stops softly. Silence fills the space again. The air holds a faint scent of grass and wood, grounded, unchanging. This place feels held, as if the night itself is supporting everything within it. You are included in that. There is no ending here, no signal to wake, no lesson waiting. Only this steady quiet, this calm presence, this night that holds and continues to hold, without effort, without expectation. The night feels complete now. Not finished, just whole. The village remains as it has been, settled into itself, comfortable with the stillness it holds. Stars rest in familiar places, their light softened by distance, their presence steady and calm. They do not flicker for attention, they simply remain. The river continues its gentle path, moving without sound you need to follow, flowing because it always has. The bridge rests above it, unchanged, patient, supporting space rather than motion. Fields stretch quietly beyond the homes, their shapes blended together, edges no longer important. Nothing needs definition here. The air feels even, balanced, easy to breathe. A soft breeze passes through once more, lighter than before, barely touching the land, then fading away. It leaves nothing behind. Inside the houses, rooms remain quiet and undisturbed. Walls hold warmth, floors feel solid and familiar. A chair remains beside a table, a book stays closed, a cup rests where it was set down. No movement is required. Time loosens further now, slowing into something wide and open. Moments blend together gently. You may notice how the body responds, muscles easing, breath slowing, attention drifting without effort. There is nothing you need to remember, nothing you need to solve. Thoughts can come and go freely, like clouds passing through a calm sky. They do not need direction. The road beyond the village continues unseen, curving softly through darkness and distance. It does not pull, it does not push. Fence lines rest where they are,
posts evenly spaced, wire relaxed, holding shape without tension. Trees stand quietly at the edge of the land, their branches still, their presence grounding. Moonlight touches them lightly, then settles back into shadow. Everything feels supported, as if the night itself is holding the weight of the world, so you do not have to. Breathing becomes steady and slow, one gentle rhythm following the next. There is no signal to listen for, no moment to wait on. The night continues, patient and calm, unchanged by observation. You are safe within it. You are allowed to rest. Nothing ends here. Nothing begins. Only this quiet continuation, this soft, steady calm, this space where awareness fades naturally and rest comes easily, without effort, without expectation.
The year is 1348. A quiet time, long before clocks ruled our days, before cities grew fast, before travel was easy, before life moved quickly. There is a small village resting gently between soft hills and forests. It is called Winterhold, a place of simple life and slow days. The homes are made of wood and straw. Warm fires glow softly inside. The streets are calm. Dust rests quietly under slow footsteps. The morning begins gently. Soft light filters through the rooftops. People rise slowly. Hands stretch and reach for familiar tools. Feet follow paths they have walked many times before. Meals are modest: bread, grains, and a warm soup. Nothing fancy, but enough. Water is carried carefully from the well. Fires are tended slowly. There is a rhythm to their days. You do not need to hold on to this. Children remain close to their families. They watch, they listen, they learn. Sometimes they pause mid-morning to rest. The air is soft and cool, moving through open windows. Birdsong drifts quietly from the forest. Villagers gather to work the fields. Hands move carefully over soil. Animals are fed gently. Paths are swept. The sun rises higher, painting warm light across hills and rooftops. Everything moves at its own pace. A small church bell rings in the distance. Its tone is calm, familiar. It marks the passage of time without hurry. People respond slowly, without rush, without worry. Faith is a quiet companion here. As midday arrives, the village rests. People sit quietly near fires. Some mend clothing, some repair tools. Children play softly nearby, under watchful eyes. The world feels safe and steady. In the village, nothing demands attention urgently. Nothing must be fixed immediately. There is nothing you need to remember. Afternoon drifts in. The sky shifts colors gently. The wind carries the scent of earth and wood. Villagers continue slowly with tasks. There is space for pause, for quiet breath. Evening comes softly. The sky turns gentle shades of pink and blue. Smoke rises lightly from chimneys. Fires glow inside every home. Families gather to share small meals, quietly and calmly. Stories are shared near low firelight. Voices are soft, measured, gentle. Silences are welcome. No one speaks too loud. No one hurries. The night itself seems to pause with them. The village begins to settle. Windows glow warmly. Roofs slope into shadows. Paths become quiet. The forest stands silently at the edges of the village. The hills watch calmly. At night, one can hear small sounds, the rustle of trees, the soft movement of air, a bird settling in its nest, the faint echo of footsteps along quiet paths. Life continues in a slow rhythm. Days blend gently into nights. Seasons shift quietly. Winter holds its snow softly. Spring brings tender green. Summer hums with gentle activity. Autumn scatters leaves in slow patterns. People move at the pace of life itself. They pause to breathe. They notice the sky. They listen to the wind. They rest when it is time. You do not need to hold on to anything. There is nothing urgent here. Nothing demands your attention. As the village rests, the night grows soft. Stars twinkle faintly in the clear sky. Moonlight drifts across rooftops. Shadows shift softly. All is at peace. Slowly, gently, the village breathes. Firelight dims. Children sleep. Adults rest. The hills and forests embrace the quiet. Everything is at peace. There is nothing you need to remember. No lessons, no stories of fear. Just soft light, gentle movement, slow breaths. You may let your mind drift. You may let your body sink into comfort. The world grows soft and still. And in this calm, you can rest. You are safe. You are quiet. You may drift slowly into sleep.
The year is 1352. Several winters have passed. Time has continued, slowly and quietly. There is a coastal village resting beside calm water. Its name is Stonehaven. It is built of stone and wood, shaped by wind and patience. The sea nearby moves gently, never rushing, never loud. Morning arrives without effort. Light reflects softly on the water. Seabirds glide silently above the shore. Homes wake one by one as fires are stirred gently inside. People here rise with the tide. They move slowly, comfortably. Their bodies know this rhythm well. There is no need to hurry. Fishermen prepare their nets. Hands move carefully, knot by knot. Boats rest patiently along the shore, waiting. The sea does not demand speed. It allows time. Meals are simple. Bread, dried fish, warm broth. Enough to feel steady. Enough to feel calm. Children walk along the shoreline, collecting smooth stones. They place them in small piles. No purpose, just quiet curiosity. You do not need to hold on to this. The village paths are narrow and clean. Stone walls absorb the warmth of the sun. The air carries salt and softness. Footsteps echo gently, then fade. There is a chapel at the center of Stonehaven. Its bell rings softly, once, then again. Not as a warning, only as a marker of passing hours. People pause when they hear it. Some bow their heads. Some continue walking. Faith here is quiet, personal, unspoken. As the day moves forward, work unfolds naturally. Fish are sorted calmly. Nets are laid out to dry. Wood is stacked neatly against stone walls. There is space between moments. Space to breathe. Space to rest. The sea remains steady. Waves rise and fall slowly. They never rush. They never stop. At midday, the village softens. People sit in shaded corners. Some mend clothing. Some simply watch the water. Children nap in warm corners. The breeze drifts through open doors. Everything feels held, supported, calm. There is nothing you need to remember. The afternoon light changes color. Blue turns warmer. Shadows stretch gently across stone paths. Time loosens its grip. Elders sit near the shore. They speak quietly, slowly. Their voices blend with the sound of water. No one interrupts. Boats return gradually. No excitement, no rush. Just quiet movement. Evening approaches without announcement. Fires are lit again. Windows glow softly against the darkening sky. The sea reflects faint moonlight. Families gather inside stone homes. Meals are shared calmly. Stories are told without drama. Silence is allowed to linger. Outside, the wind moves gently. It brushes along walls and rooftops. It carries the sound of waves across the village. Night settles in. Stars appear slowly. One by one. The sky feels wide and forgiving. The village grows still. Boats rest. Paths empty. Doors close softly. Inside, breathing slows. Thoughts soften. The world feels distant and kind. Stonehaven rests. The sea continues its quiet motion. Time flows gently forward. You are safe here. There is nothing you need to do. Nothing you need to solve. Just quiet hours. Slow water. Soft light. As the night deepens, everything fades gently. Sounds become fewer. Breaths become slower. There is nothing you need to hold on to. Nothing you need to remember. Only calm. Only rest. Only the gentle passing of time. And you may drift, softly, into sleep. The year is 1475. The air is cool but gentle. Nothing sharp, nothing demanding. There is a quiet city resting in northern Europe. Its name is Bruges. Stone bridges cross still canals. Water reflects the sky without effort. Evening arrives slowly here. It does not rush. It does not interrupt. Lanterns begin to glow one by one. Their light stretches softly across the water. Buildings stand close together, patient and unmoving. They have been here for a long time. People walk along the canal paths. Their footsteps are unhurried. Cloaks move gently with the breeze. No one feels late. Merchants finish their day calmly. Shops close without noise. Wooden doors rest into place. Locks turn softly. You do not need to hold on to this. The canals remain still. Boats float quietly, tied in place. The water does not pull. It simply waits. Inside the city, bells sound once. Not loud, not urgent,
just enough to mark the hour. Some people pause when they hear it, others continue walking. Both are fine. Homes begin to warm with evening fires. Light flickers behind small windows. Shadows stretch gently across stone floors. Meals are simple tonight. Bread, cheese, warm soup shared slowly. Families sit close together. No one rushes to speak. Silence feels comfortable here. Children listen, half awake. Their eyes grow heavy. Their breathing slows. There is nothing you need to remember. Outside, the city softens. Voices lower. Movement becomes slower. The air feels thicker with calm. A gentle breeze moves across the canals. It carries the faint scent of water and stone. It brushes past rooftops without disturbance. Bridges reflect perfectly in the dark water. Stone arches meet their own reflections. Everything feels balanced. Time moves differently here. Minutes stretch. Moments linger. Some people sit near the water's edge. They watch ripples fade. They say very little. Candles are lit inside homes. Flames remain steady. No flickering urgency, just quiet light. The sky darkens gradually. Blue fades into deeper tones. Stars appear slowly, without announcement. You are safe here. Nothing is expected of you. The city continues its gentle rhythm. Guards walk their paths quietly. Their presence feels calm, not alert. Canals remain undisturbed. Water barely moves. Reflections stay clear. As night deepens, Bruges grows still. Windows dim. Doors close softly. Inside, breathing slows. Thoughts soften. The day releases its grip. There is nothing you need to solve. Nothing you need to prepare for. Only quiet hours. Only warm light. Only steady calm. A final bell sounds far away. Its echo fades gently into the night. No one reacts quickly. The city rests. Stone walls hold warmth. Water holds reflections. Time continues forward without pressure. You do not need to hold on to this. You do not need to remember any of it. Just slow breathing, soft darkness, gentle rest. The canals remain quiet. The bridges remain still. The city sleeps peacefully. And you may drift, slowly, comfortably, into sleep. The year is 1462. The city is Florence. Stone streets rest beneath the fading light. Evening arrives gently here, not suddenly, not with urgency. The sun lowers behind tiled rooftops. Warm colors linger in the sky. Orange softens into blue. Buildings stand close together. Their walls hold the day's warmth. Windows open slightly to the night air. You do not need to hold on to this. The streets grow quieter. Footsteps slow. Voices become softer. Merchants finish their work without rush. Cloth is folded. Wooden shutters close slowly. A bell rings in the distance. One clear tone. It does not demand attention. Some people pause. Some continue walking. Both feel natural. Stone streets feel smooth underfoot. They have been worn gently over time. They remember many evenings like this. Lanterns are lit along the roads. Their glow is warm and steady. Light pools softly on the ground. The Arno River moves quietly nearby. Its surface reflects the dim sky. Water flows without sound. There is nothing you need to remember. Homes begin to settle into night. Families gather calmly. No one hurries. Simple meals are shared. Bread, olives, warm stew. People eat slowly. Conversation fades into silence. Comfort replaces words. Candles flicker gently. Their light moves across stone walls. Shadows stretch and rest. Children grow sleepy. Their heads lean back. Eyes close without effort. Outside, the city exhales. The air feels still, balanced. A soft breeze passes through narrow streets. It carries the scent of stone and earth. It asks nothing. Florence feels safe now, held by quiet, held by time. Guards walk calmly along familiar paths. Their steps are slow. Their presence is reassuring. No alarms, no tension, just routine. You are safe here. Nothing is required of you. Workshops stand closed for the night. Tools rest where they were left. Nothing moves. The river continues its gentle flow. Reflections ripple and return to stillness. Above, stars appear one by one. They do not rush into view. They simply arrive. The sky deepens. Blue becomes darker. The city grows quieter still. Windows dim across Florence. Light fades softly. Doors close without sound. Breathing slows inside warm rooms. Thoughts begin to drift. There is nothing you need to solve. Nothing waiting for you. Time stretches comfortably. Moments lengthen. Everything feels unhurried. A distant bell marks the late hour. Its echo dissolves into the night. No one reacts quickly. The streets are nearly empty now. Stone reflects moonlight faintly. Lanterns glow low. Florence rests. Walls hold warmth. The river holds reflections. The night holds calm. You do not need to hold on to this. You do not need to remember. Just gentle darkness. Slow breathing. Easy rest. The city continues sleeping. Quietly. Peacefully. And you may drift now. Softly. Comfortably. Into sleep.
The year is 1478. The place is Kyoto. Evening moves gently through the city. Not suddenly, not loudly. The sun lowers behind distant hills. Light softens across wooden rooftops. Shadows stretch calmly. Streets are narrow here. Paths curve naturally. Nothing feels rushed. Homes rest beside one another. Paper windows glow faintly. Warm light breathes outward. You do not need to hold on to this. A quiet bell sounds from a nearby temple. One slow note. Then stillness. People pause without thinking. Some bow slightly. Some continue walking. Both feel right. Footsteps move softly on packed earth. Sandals lift and fall with care. The sound fades quickly. The air is cool, clean, comforting. A breeze moves through bamboo groves. Leaves touch gently. No sharp sound. Lanterns are lit along the paths. Their light is low and warm, never bright. Shadows move slowly across wooden walls. Nothing startles. Nothing pulls attention. You are safe here. Inside homes, evenings unfold simply. Water warms. Rice steams. Quiet meals are prepared. Hands move with practice. No hurry exists. Families sit close together. Words are few. Silence feels kind. Steam rises gently, then disappears, just like thoughts. There is nothing you need to remember. Candles flicker softly. Light reflects on polished wood. Everything feels balanced. Outside, the city settles. Day releases its hold. Night arrives fully. Temple roofs rest beneath the dark sky. Their edges curve upward. Still. A distant drum marks the hour. Slow. Measured. No urgency follows. Guards walk their familiar routes. Their presence is calm, reassuring. They move without sound. Lanterns held low. Eyes relaxed. Water flows quietly through narrow channels. It reflects the moon, then moves on. Stars appear gradually overhead, one by one, no rush. The sky deepens. Dark blue softens toward black. The city breathes slower. Paper doors slide closed. Rooms dim gently. Lanterns are lowered. Children rest easily. Breathing becomes even. Sleep arrives without effort. Adults settle beside low tables. Hands rest on knees. Shoulders loosen. Thoughts drift naturally, like leaves on water. No direction needed. You do not need to follow anything. Outside, Kyoto grows quieter still. Lantern light pools on the ground, then fades. Wind passes through temple corridors. Wood creaks softly, then rests. Nothing breaks the calm. Paths empty. Shadows lengthen. The night deepens. A final bell echoes gently. Its sound dissolves into air. Gone. The city remains, held by quiet, held by time. You do not need to stay awake. Everything is already taken care of. Breathing slows. Body softens. Awareness loosens. There is no ending here. No lesson. No conclusion. Just a slow night. A peaceful place. A steady calm. Kyoto continues resting. Temples. Homes. Streets. And you may drift now. Slowly. Comfortably. Into sleep.